when making videos on here, or really in life, I guess I struggle to get to the point, and much of me being here will be a practice for myself. But I also have a mind that has been stirring ideas like crazy, so much so that I've been completely procrastinating for years now. And it's absolutely ridiculous of how much time I have spent game planning for what I am doing right now in this moment and not seeing that I was scared. I didn't want to say this to myself. It was all subconscious that fear was keeping me from being here, of being judged for something that I'm not. That is genuinely like my greatest fear, for being misunderstood. And the paradox of it all is that by living in that fear leads to being completely misunderstood. And there are a lot of paradoxes in life from what I've been gathering. I guess a little background. My name's Jimmy. That's not background, that's me now. And I have been a physical therapist for over 5 years. And really, my journey took a turn in life when, in my first clinical, where I started to see a few patients with chronic pain. But really, what the takeaway from that was just how much the mind influences the body. And as I have dove deeper into that, it illuminated a lot of shit I struggled with. But it also made me realize just like, you don't have to be in chronic pain to be in pain, to be in like a metaphysical sort of pain. And there's so many like levels to that. And I obsessed over like getting to the answer of like, why do I struggle to be myself? Like, genuinely myself in any situation. Like, I can do it around my college buddies. I can do it. I was able to do it on the swim team I was growing up with. But then you put me in school, and my nervous system, emotional system, they're a wreck. It's something I've struggled with and have grown a lot as a human with just social interactions and self-regulating. But at the same time, alcohol, weed became best friends of mine. To my detriment, that got pretty fucking dark, if I'm being real. I'm not going to get into all that now, but anytime you start relying on something outside of yourself desperately, in my case, you know the road that it can lead down. So much of my journey recently has been a sobriety journey, but also dealing with like that's very much just step one, and it just opens the opportunity to work with all the other stuff that I personally been suppressing, and you're just finding like the organic, true solutions that are available to all of us. So me being here is very much taking my background in my whole life, my physical therapy, helping people heal, and genuinely loving, like, I love teaching people about what's going on in their own systems. Like, there's just so much I love about the physical therapy profession, but what I found is that I love teaching and educating and even the coaching more than the actual like exercise prescription side of things. So, I mean, what a beautiful world we're in now, where I can come on here and express myself and just start talking. This video is going to be so imperfect, and I know that. But I know the key, like when I'm talking, when I'm just trying to be myself, is just like be real with what I'm feeling in the moment. I guess I very quickly try to say what I'm supposed to be saying, what I should be saying, or what I game plan to say. I have this script right on the screen here of all these things that I want to talk about, and you're not broken, your condition, and I don't know, it very quickly becomes not my voice when I start trying to stick to a script. So yeah, I don't know what I was going with that. That threw me off. See, looking at the script completely messed me up. Why am I here? I don't know. I'm just a dude that's struggled. I've learned a lot about myself. Honestly, I've gone broke investing in myself, which, like, that's noble of you, but I learned so much. I had so much great support, so much help in working through things I've struggled with. So much tied around just the ability to be authentically myself and just constant seeking for something, seeking for validation from other people and anything outside of myself, all to realize that it starts with you. For example, therapy. I mean, I had some. I did the deep therapy. I did coaching. I did professional coaching where I invested a ton in. Um, if you don't make the decision, the choice, because this is what I was lacking, just making the definitive. This is the option, like not really giving yourself a choice, but to grow, right? I try not to be hard on myself because I guess I've made that decision a long time ago that I am going to commit to this. I am going to become the best possible version of myself, although I don't love calling it like the best because God, there's so many things I can say. The best version of ourselves is right here, right? It's a very spiritual concept of like being here in the now. Everything that you want to be is available to you now. And I guess I've tried to unravel a lot of ideas like this because if you can just hear it and apply it, the world would be so different. All right, so there's so much more to it. And that's what I've been on a journey to unpack. Why being in the moment is so difficult. And just how to do it. How to actually undo the conditioning, you can say. And there's, again, a lot to that. This is where I go off the rails. And I'm doing exactly what I said I shouldn't be doing. So I think moving forward, we're going to just like maybe glance at some notes beforehand and then just talk. Because this script is completely messing me up. Minimize that shit. Okay. I don't want to spend too much time here. This is just like, these are reps for me at this point. I just have a fear of failure, fear of I mean, at the deepest core of it is just not being loved for who I am. And it took me a long time to be able to like see it in that way. Love. I just have this, I guess, becoming more common, but a little abstract view of what love is. Like it's a feeling state. It's a vibrational frequency that we experience. You know, there's a lot of quantum views of that, but it's everything, right? And it's fear and fear and fear in my life has presented itself over and over and over. And I guess this is my step to just not caring anymore and just trusting myself, trusting what I feel within, what makes me feel good, but from like a really genuine place, because I guess I've tried versions of that, of like doing what feels good. That's how I got myself pretty caught up in the drinking and smoking, like that shit making me feel good. But we know there's a detriment, there's an after, there's a hangover, there's all these things that we don't want to experience. So when choosing things that you do want to experience, you're not just looking at the small picture, you're looking at how it plays into your life as a whole and being real with yourself. Because that's the toughest thing. It's the things that perhaps give us the most momentary joy that hurt us the most. And that's what makes being a human so challenging. It's like, why are we wired like this? You know, there's so many emotions. Like, I get so angry with stupid things like that, but you know, I guess in the end, like, as I've been illuminating my own, working through my own struggles, and always feeling within that, like, just capable of so much more, but also seeing that we all are. And we all have our gifts. As corny as, as whatever you want to say, however that sounds, it's the truth. And I just want to live in a world where we have opportunities to just like explore ourselves within safety. I bring a lot of stuff in. Just free exploration of this world that we just got brought into, whether we chose to and we're just not aware of it, or we just ended up here. Who knows? Okay? Who knows? I have my theories, but who knows really? Like how we ended up here. So we're here, and we didn't remember any of it. I guess some people do, but again, another story. We ended up here. I look up this way when I'm thinking. Welcome to my mind. Welcome to my mind. And I'm going to get better at this. I'm just staying focused, reminding myself what's the intention, what's the value that I want to bring to these videos. I want to show the way. I want to be a living example from one standpoint. For my own, like, I call it like a capital S selfishness. Like, I want to live the best fucking life ever. Like, and that's, but my mind tries to tell me what that is. My mind tries to say, that's a sports car, dude. That's a beautiful house. I like that. That's a shit ton of money. Maybe. Yes. But the mind is limited. And that's been a hard thing for me to grasp. Like, then where do we go? We go into our bodies. And that's where, it's been a unique kind of like capturing of information paired with my own experience, like working with our bodies as a physical therapist. But just like, man, it's different. There's a different influence of the mind and the body that shows up so subtly, and we don't see it until we start stripping things away, start stripping away the things that don't serve us, that we're told to believe were helpful. Like, I don't know, I was trying to find an example, but I guess with just like how common drinking is. I mean, that's a big one. And how socially accepted that is when it's poison. I'm sorry if that triggers you. It's poison that makes you feel good. It helps you relax. But if you overdo it, like I did, it ruins your life. And there's just so much more when you start letting go. Like, I'm over a year without alcohol. I'm just gaining access to myself. It's like, what's happening? I'm gaining access to the ability to be myself. And that's been what I've struggled with the most. I've struggled with being myself. And I've just wanted to just like not feel like I've been wearing a mask. I've been trying to just fit in, and it's all been on a quest of like being seen, being loved, all these things that I haven't seen until very recently. Just trying to be me, when in all reality, like, it's right here. And with as abstract as that sounds, what I'm doing here is to show you what that actually means, how to actually apply tools, but really how to connect to yourself, how to be real with yourself, learning how to accept, not necessarily be okay with things that have happened, but just accept where you are now. Allow your mind to time travel, if you will. But don't get lost there. Just because things happen a certain way in the past, you can change. It's just creating a giant mountain of change is the issue I've encountered. Like, all right, I don't want to be this person, so I want to be this person. And I need to be that person now. when in reality it's just taking small steps, pausing when you need to rest, maybe going back a little bit to sort something out there, and just see life as this non-linear, imperfect process. And no one, I tell this to my ego, we're all fucking equal. Like, we're truly, we've all experienced our own whatever life's throwing at us. And I just have so much perspective and respect for like what we encounter. Right? Like, my journey on the surface is I'm pretty lucky. I'm so fucking lucky. Yet I struggled ever since I came here. Like, things that my parents told me about as a kid, just like as an infant, just like banging my head on stuff, just being so frustrated. I don't even know why. No idea why. No idea. So, I came into this world and with, I guess, a sort of itinerary of things that just learned to work through. All right? And that's what we all have. And we all have our own version. And what's been really trippy is that another sort of paradox is this: how unique all of our journeys are, like truly to a level that like I don't think we can comprehend. I try to, but we can't. But then how similar, excuse me, but how similar our struggles are. And that's where I hope to really capture and illuminate the things that I've worked through, and I'm very much working through. Like, there is no such thing as a finished product, even though, again, that ego tries to say, like, hey, you need to be this. Fuck that. We're learning how to connect to ourselves, and what that means. It's like feeling shit. That's like in a weird, strange, kind of crazy way. That's what we're scared of. We're scared of feeling shit. And that's human. That's been so real. We're scared of being hurt. We're scared of everything. And I am. I may not speak on the behalf of everyone. So right now, as I'm saying this, taking the next bold step. I mean, if there's like, I don't want to say a mantra, because the mantras are great. Affirmations are great. But when you feel into, it's like believing in yourself. Like, I can take this next step. I don't have to make a monster out of it. I don't need to make this whole mountain of like, I have to do all these things. Just a couple things. What can I do today? What can I do now? Almost as like an investment in yourself, over and over and over. It's like a series of choices that are all based on the foundational core choice that you want. It's like, I want this life for myself. But how quickly that goes into the sports car, all the fancy things. What we want is those feeling states of aliveness. And what that looks like is so much more than what our minds can create. That's what we're doing here. I'm kind of showing my way of how I'm going about life. I guess I have my own unique story and background, just struggling with fear. Astrology says being a Cancer makes me extra sensitive. Is that real? There's some weird stuff to that. It's so interesting. But it is true. I always check things with myself. I'm really sensitive. It's hard to compare to others, because I haven't experienced, I haven't been in someone else's shoes to the extent where I can say, like, I'm more sensitive than everyone. I don't know. I just know I'm really sensitive, and this has really allowed me to struggle in a way that has forced changes in my life. And I'm grateful. Now I'm grateful. Have not been grateful for 34 years, and being real. So 20 minutes. This is hopefully the ugliest video of kind of talking and jumping around. But really, like I said, this will be something to look back on. My mind just wanted to say, like, when I make it. I'm really challenging that. Because making it for me is just living kind of the free life I want to live. Like, I love traveling, but I also just want to be more present and more myself. Show my family who I really am. Like, I put a lot on their plate. Just struggling with shit, and they've helped me so much. And so the people I care and love about, like, I feel like they deserve the best version of me, and that requires effort, and that requires work. But also, like, as you start doing that and you start, like, in a way training your nervous system, starts working with you, and it starts not feeling like work, and it starts feeling like, oh, that's what we're doing here. This is how life is supposed to be lived. And it's just a constant practice and an imperfect practice. And that's all I want to do. That's all I want to be. I just want to be myself, and of course, like, be able to do this for my life in a way that I feel like I can just best serve humanity and help people navigate what I've struggled with, of just, again, being myself. There's a whole self-realization that, like, I don't know, we make things too big of things. Like, just fucking take steps to being just things, like, when you're real with yourself. Like, I know this makes me feel good, and then the mind takes over, but I do this, I'm stuck like this is who I am, I'm around these people. Fuck all that. I'm sorry, but seriously, like, that's so much of the key, is just, like, not cutting off completely from your lived experience, because we got to be real. At the same time, like, being real very much is like someone, like a loved one that you trust, like, their perspective. Like, it's not all what's happening in your mind. It's like gathering voices of what's going on. And maybe sometimes, like, dude, you're really messing up right now. And, like, okay, I didn't even, like, see that to that extent. Like, that kind of stuff. Anyways, 23 minutes and 3 seconds, 4 seconds, we're done. Thank you, guys. This is the start for me, and I just want to make an impact, and to whatever extent, that's what we're doing. Peace signs we're doing. Bye.